Chapter 8, Modeling a Traffic Separator. In this chapter, you will create a traffic separator corridor model for the SR61 road. In this chapter, you will learn about traffic separator standards, review SR61 project requirements, review reference data, create data shortcuts to surfaces, create traffic separators such as the traffic separator profiles, the traffic separator assembly, the traffic separator corridor, and the traffic separator corridor surface, and then finally review the results. Before beginning this chapter, run the Chapter 8-2204-9555201 zip file to restore all the files to the C Civil 3D 2019 project folder. This will overwrite and reset all the existing files in this folder. Choose the option to replace the files in this destination when prompted. Exercise 8.1, Review Traffic Separator Design Standards. In this chapter, we will briefly review the design standards from the FDOT FY 20XX-18 Design Standards ebook. You can reference the document FDOT-Roadway Design Office-Design Standards website at www.fdot.gov/design/standard-plans/ds.shtm. Refer to section 00302 Traffic Separators at http://www.fdot.gov/roadway/ds/18/idx/00302.pdf. The SR61 traffic separator design that we will be using will be the Type B curve. On SR61E curb edges, the grassy median, the B curb forms the traffic separator. On SR61, the concrete slab slopes straight from curb back to curb back. The attachment point is at the face of the curb at the flow line or back of curb. Exercise 8.2. Create the MOD LRD05 file. In this exercise, you will create the MOD LRD05 file, which will be used to create the corridor model SR61 traffic separator. Go to the Application pull-down menu and choose the Open option. Browse to your C drive and select the Civil 3D 2019 projects. Select the project folder and then find the roadway folder. Once the roadway folder is open, select the Open 8-1 Create Traffic Separator Start, and then click Open. Once the drawing is open, go to the Application pull-down menu once more and choose Save As. In the Save As dialog box, rename your file MOD LRD05 and click Save. Next, associate the MOD LRD05 drawing to the project. On the Prospector tab, go down to Data Shortcuts, right-click on Data Shortcuts and choose Associate Project to Current Drawing. In the Associate Project to Current Drawing dialog box, make sure the correct working folder is selected and the correct project is selected, and then click OK. After the drawing has been associated to the project, come up to the Save icon and click Save. If the external reference dialog box is up, click on the X to close it. Exercise 8.3. Review reference data. In this exercise, we will review the referenced alignments, surface, corridor, and attached external reference data to our drawing. First step is to review data referenced alignments in MOD LRD 05 from the tool space. Under the Prospector tab, expand Alignments and Centerline Alignments. Review data referenced alignments in MOD LRD 03 or 05, sorry. From the tool space, expand this Prospector tab, expand Alignments, and then expand Miscellaneous Alignments. Next, review the reference surfaces by expanding the Surfaces category. Next, review the Corridors category by expanding the Corridors category. Exercise 8.4. Corridor SR61 Traffic Separator Modeling Process. In this exercise, we will review any issues that could arise with object projection for feature lines, polylines, or superimposed profiles. The traffic separator alignments should face in the same direction as SR61. Object projection for feature lines, polylines, superimposed profiles do not work when facing opposite directions. This may require you to reverse the direction of the alignment. Here we see that we have the alignment traffic separator south left in the center of our drawing. Atop of that, we have the alignment traffic separator south right. Exercise 8.5. Review the directions of the miscellaneous alignments. In this exercise, we will review the direction of the traffic separator south left and traffic separator south right miscellaneous alignments to verify that they match the direction of the SR61 alignment. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Data Shortcuts. Expand Alignments, expand Miscellaneous Alignments, and right-click on Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. Then right-click and choose Open Source Drawing. The MOD LRD 01 file is opened for editing. If you get a Pay Item Not Found option, just always click Take No Action. In the MOD LRD 01 drawing, on Tool Space in the Prospector tab, expand the Alignments category, expand Miscellaneous Alignments, then right-click on Traffic Separator South Left Alignment. Right-click and choose Zoom to. Next, select the Alignment Traffic Separator South Left, right-click and choose Select. You will see it become dashed on your screen. You may have to zoom in a little closer, but once you do, hover over the miscellaneous alignment just before station 702 and review the station value. The miscellaneous alignment traffic separator south left is facing in the same direction as SR61 alignment, which is what we want. Press Escape to deselect the alignment. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, under Alignments and Miscellaneous Alignments, right-click on Alignment Traffic separator south right and choose Zoom to. Next, select the alignment traffic separator south right and choose select. You'll then see the traffic separator alignment become dashed on your screen. Hover over the alignment just after station 702 and review the station value. If you have to, zoom in a little bit so you can bring your cursor over that alignment. The alignment traffic separator south right is facing in the same direction as SR61 as well. This is what we want. So go ahead and press escape once more to deselect the alignment and then save your file. Exercise 8.6. Reverse the direction of the miscellaneous alignments. If either the traffic separator south left or traffic separator south right alignments were not facing in the same direction as SR61 alignment, you would follow the below process to reverse the alignments. The miscellaneous alignment traffic separator south right will be used for this exercise. On the tool space under Alignments, under Miscellaneous Alignments, right-click on Alignment Traffic Separator South Right and select Zoom to. Next, right-click on the Alignment Traffic Separator South Right and choose Select. Once you have it selected, the Traffic Separator South Right tab is displayed in the ribbon. From the Modify panel, select the Modify pull-down menu and choose Reverse Direction. From the Autodesk AutoCAD Civil 3D dialog box, a warning message is displayed which outlines what would happen if you reverse the alignment. If you click OK, then the alignment direction is reversed. For this example, go ahead and click Cancel as the miscellaneous alignment is already facing in the correct direction. Next, restore the custom view SR61 and US 98 intersection using the view controls. Next, save and close this drawing. Exercise 8.7. Synchronize data shortcuts. In this exercise, you will synchronize the data shortcuts which may have been updated during the editing of the MOD LRD01 file in the prior exercise. When you return from editing the MOD LRD01 file, in the lower right-hand corner of the drawing editor, a balloon message is displayed, requesting you to synchronize your data shortcut definitions. Click on the word Synchronize. After clicking on Synchronize, the Panorama Tool Palette, or otherwise known as the Event Viewer, is displayed. On the Events tab, click on the Action pull-down menu and choose Clear All Events. Next, click on the green checkbox to dismiss the Event Viewer dialog box. Exercise 8.8. Create Design Profiles. In this exercise, the corridor model must be created from the traffic separator alignments. The design profile must be developed from the SR61 PR. This process will transfer the design profiles from SR61 alignment to the traffic separator alignments. To do this, you must create the design profile for traffic separator edge of travelway left and edge of travelway right. To start the process, you will create Profile View for SR61. From the Home tab, under the Profile and Section View panel, select Profile Views and then select Create Profile Views. From the Create Profile View dialog box, set the following values. Select the alignment SR61. For Profile View name, use the default name. Description, leave blank. For Profile View, Select FDOT 40 horizontal by 4 vertical scale times 10 with grid on. Make sure the box for Show Offset Profiles of vertically stacking profile views is unchecked and then click Next. For the station range values, go ahead and select Automatic and choose Next. For the profile view height, leave the following values and choose Next. For the Create Profile or Profile Display options, leave the default values and click Next to continue. Once again, for data bands, leave the default values and select Next again. Finally, for Profile Hatch options, leave the default values and just go ahead and click on Create Profile View. The command line then prompts you to select the profile view origin. Zoom out from your drawing, find an empty space to the right, and left-click to place your profile view. Then use the Zoom and Pan commands to display the alignment SR61 698 plus 53.79 to 726 plus 48.79 profile view. Next, on the tool space under Expand Alignments, and then expand Miscellaneous Alignments, and then expand Alignments. Actually, don't expand Miscellaneous Alignments, expand Centerline Alignments, then expand SR61, and then expand Profile Views. Here you will see that the new profile view SR61 27 plus 88 has been created. Save your file. Exercise 8.9. Set layer transparency for profile view grid lines. In this exercise, we will set the layer transparency for the profile view grid lines, making the profile easier to read. Go to the Home tab. Under the Layers panel, select Layer Properties. Expand the Layer Properties dialog box to see all of the layers. For the Layers Property Manager tool palette, type in *grid* to filter out all the layers that have the word grid in them. Right-click on the first layer and choose Select All. Next, right-click on the Layer Transparency column and in the Layer Transparency dialog box, enter 60 and then click OK to continue. This applies a transparency value of 60 to all the layers. In the Layer Property Manager dialog box, clear out the panel for the Search Filter grid. Next, close the Layer Property Manager tool palette. Now it's easy for you to see your profile. Exercise 8.10. Copy profile SR61-PR to create profile SR61-PR copy. In this exercise, you will copy an existing profile to create a new profile. Select profile SR61-PR. The profile SR61-PR tab is displayed in a ribbon. From the Modify panel, Preferences panel, select Geometry Editor. Notice that the Copy Profile tool is grayed out. Why? because data reference profiles cannot be copied. To resolve this issue, you must promote the profile so it becomes an original object in the current drawing. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Alignments and Centerline Alignments. Expand SR61 and then right-click on SR61-PR under Profiles and choose Promote. At the command line, you'll notice that one data reference successfully promoted. Again, select the profile SR61PR from the profile view. And then select Geometry Editor. Now on the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, you can now select Copy Profile. From the Copy Profile dialog box, set these values. For Destination Profile options, set to Create New Profile, and PVI range set to All. By selecting station ranges, you will be restricted in stations. The Copy Profile will fail if no PVIs are included in the station range. Next, click OK to continue and close the Copy Profile dialog box. Close the Profile Layout Tools toolbar. From Tool Space on the Prospector tab, under the Alignment Centerline category, you will then see the Copy Profile SR61-PR copy is now listed. Go ahead and save your drawing before continuing. Exercise 8.11. Raise or lower the PVI on the SR61PR copy. Select the Profile SR61PR copy from the Profile view. Next, the Profile SR61PR copy is displayed on the ribbon. Next, from the Modify panel, Preferences, select the Geometry Editor. From the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, select Raise, Lower PVIs. Raise the SR61PR copy profile with an elevation range of 0.33 for the edge of travelway left. From the Raise or Lower PVI elevation dialog box, set these values. Elevation range is going to be 0.33 and PVI range, select all. Click OK to continue to close the elevation dialog box. Close the Profile Layout Tools toolbar. Hover over the SR61 PR copy profile to display its tooltips. Next, save your file before continuing to the next exercise. Exercise 8.12. Copy Profile SR61PR to create Profile SR61PR Copy 1. Select Profile SR61PR from the Profile view. The Profile SR61PR tab is displayed in the ribbon. From the Modify panel, Preferences panel, choose the Geometry Editor. From the Layout Tools, select Copy Profile. From the Copy Profile dialog box, set these values. Destination Profile options set to Create New Profile, and for PVI range, set to All. Click OK to continue and to close the Copy Profile dialog. Close the Profile Layout Tools SR61PR toolbar. From Toolspace on the Prospector tab, once again expand Alignments and Centerline Alignments. Expand SR61, then expand Profiles. The copied profile SR61-PR Copy 1 is listed. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 8.13. In this exercise, you will raise and lower the PVIs on the SR61PR copy profile, or Copy 1 profile. Select the profile SR61PR Copy 1 from the Profile view. The SR61PR Copy 1 tab is displayed on the ribbon. From the Modify panel, Preferences, select Geometry Editor. From the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, select Raise and Lower PVIs. To raise the SR61PR Copy 1 profile with an elevation range of 0.33 for the edge of travelway right, from the Raise Lower PVI Elevation dialog box, set the following values. For elevation change, set to 0.33, and for PVI range, set to all. Or actually, don't set it to 0.33, set it to 0.03. And then click OK. Close the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, and then hover over SR61PR Copy 1 to display its tooltips. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 8.13. In this exercise, you will name profile SR61PR Copy to SR61PR TS Edge of Travelway Left, and the profile SR61PR Copy 1 to SR61 PRTS Edge of Travelway Right. So on the Prospector tab under Toolspace, expand Alignments, Centerline Alignments, expand SR61, then expand Profiles. Right-click on SR61 PR Copy, and then select and choose Properties. On the Information tab, under Name, type in SR61-PR space TS space ETW space left. Set the object style to FDOT PGL left. Then click OK to continue and to close the Profile Properties dialog box. Repeat the process to rename the SR61 PR Copy 1. Select it, right-click, and choose Properties. On the Information tab, change the name. Type in SR61-PR space TS space ETW space RT. For the object style, click on the down arrow and choose FDOT PGL right. Then click OK to continue and to close the dialog box. From the tool space under the centerline alignments, you will see that both the profiles have been renamed. Save your file before continuing to the next exercise. Exercise 8.15. Repairing Warning Multiple Owned Objects Handle. In this exercise, you will learn about the warning Multiple Objects Owned error message and how to remove them from the drawing file. You may have noticed when you saved your file in this chapter that the above error message is displayed. Warning, multiple objects are owned. This error message basically means that multiple operations are trying to access the same object at the same time. It is showing the data set is corrupted. It basically means that multiple operations are trying to access the same object at the same time. This handle idea is specified in the multiple owned objects message. Step 1 is to type in the command line, type in parentheses, ENT, DEL, parentheses, handent, HANDENT, quotation mark, 404, 6B, 7B, quotation marks, and then 2 closed parenthesis marks, and press enter. Do this for each one of the handled object names. You can press up on the keyboard, the up arrow, delete the handled ID, and then type in the next ID. 404, 6B7A, enter. Press on the up arrow key again, delete the ID, type in the next one, 404, 6B79, enter. Four 6B7B, enter. Press the up arrow. The next one is 404 6B7A, enter. And the last one is 404 6B79. Press enter. Next, type in audit to choose to fix all errors, AUDIT. Press enter. Select the yes option by typing Y to fix any errors that are detected. Let it audit the drawing. And then when done, save your file. Alternatively, if you don't want to fix these warning messages, just go to the Application pull-down menu, close this drawing, then go to the Application menu again, choose Open, Open Drawing, choose Master Files, choose Exercise Files, scroll down until you find MOD LRD 05 Warning Error Fix. Click Open. And then save your file. Choose Save As. Go up to the roadway folder and then get rid of the Warning Errors Fixed text. And click Save. Choose Yes to replace. Exercise 8.16. In this exercise, you will create a profile view for alignment, traffic separator south left, and then create a design for the same alignment. From the Home tab, under Profile and Section View panel, select Profile View, and then select Create Profile View. From the Create Profile View general dialog box, set the following values. For the alignment, select Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. For the Profile View name, use the default value. The description leave blank. For the Profile View style, choose FDOT 40 horizontal by 4 vertical, 10x grid on from the Profile pull-down menu list. We're going to go ahead and keep the default values for all the other steps, so go ahead and just choose Create Profile View. Next, select a point in the Profile View area below SR61 Profile View but away from the plan geometry. Use the Zoom and Pan commands to display the Alignment Traffic Separator South Left 0 plus 0, 0, 3 plus 03.11 Profile View. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, you can expand alignments and then miscellaneous alignments. Expand Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. And then expand Profile Views. There you will find your new profile view you just created. Exercise 8.17. Superimpose Profile SR61 onto the Profile View Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. From the SR61 Profile View, select SR61 PRTS Edge of Travel Way Left Profile. The Profile SR61 PRTS EDW LT tab is displayed in the ribbon. From the Launchpad panel, select Superimpose Profile. The command line then prompts you to select the Destination Profile View. Use your Pan and Zoom commands to display the Profile View Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. Then select the Profile View. From the Superimpose Profile option dialog, to avoid producing a zero-length profile, use the default settings. Click OK to continue and it closes the Superimposed Profile options dialog box. The superimposed profile does not display because SR61 profile contains no PVIs within the station range of the alignment. Traffic Separator South Left. To have the superimposed profile display in the Profile View alignment, you can insert PVIs in the Profile SR61 PRTS Edge of Travelway Left adjacent to the alignment Traffic Separator South Left. To do this, use the Zoom and Pan commands to display the Profile View SR61. Once again, select the Profile SR61 PRTS Edge of Travelway Left. The Profile View name is displayed in the ribbon. From the Modify panel, select the Geometry Editor. From the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, select Insert PVI to insert PVIs adjacent to the Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. Select points near station 701 plus 00, and 703 plus 00. Press enter to end the command. Next, select the profile SR61 PRTS ETW left to display the grips near the added PBIs. Go ahead and then press escape to clear the grips. Close the Profile Layout Tools toolbar. Use the Zoom and Pan commands to display the Profile View Alignment's Traffic Separator South Left. The superimposed profile is now displayed. From the Toolspace Prospector tab, under Miscellaneous Alignments, expand Traffic Separator South Left, and then expand Profile. The superimposed profile name SR61 PRTS Edge of Travel Way Left SR61 1-1 is displayed. Exercise 8.18. Create Design Profile PGL TS South Left. In this exercise, you'll learn how to control the number of vertices in a profile in case you want to reduce the number of vertices or maintain an exact slope along a single tangent rather than the multiple segments caused by the superimposed profile command. This design profile will enable you to extend the profile along the full length of the alignment so there are no gaps in elevation data that's required by the traffic separator corridor model. So for the first step, go to the Home tab, and then under the Create Design panel, choose Profile, and then choose Create by Layout, or Profile Creation Tools, which is creating it by layout. The command line then prompts you to select a profile view. So select the Alignment Traffic Separator South Left. In the Create Profile dialog box, change the name to PGL TS South Left. Leave the description blank. For the profile style, make sure it says PGL or FDOT PGL Left, and then for profile label sets, choose no labels, and then click OK to continue. The Profile Layout Tools toolbar then comes up. On the Profile Layout Tools, on the far left, choose Draw Tangents. The command line prompts you to specify a point and the profile. Using an endpoint object snap, select the superimposed profile near station 0 plus 32.00. The command line prompts you to specify an endpoint. Again, using the endpoint object OSnap, select near profile station 2 plus 32. Press enter to end the draw tangent command. Next, on the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, select the Profile Grid View. Next, use grips to change the extent of the design profile to maintain the slope along the entire length of the grip, or of the alignment. Hover over the profile PGLTS South Left. Select the profile to display the grips. Select the beginning grip vertex and move it to the beginning grid line representing the starting station of the alignment using the nearest object snap. From the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, select Insert PVI. Select the PT using the nearest object snap. Using the endpoint object snap, select the next endpoint. Then press Enter to end the command. From the Profile Grid view, edit the grade end value to negative 0.59% to make the grade begin at the PT of the curve on the alignment. From the Profile Grid view, change the PVI station to match the ending station value of 3 plus 03.11. And then change the grade end to negative 0.59%. From the Profile Grid view, set all the other PVI stations, PVI elevations, grade in and grade out values to match the values as demonstrated. After you make a change, go over to the right and you can choose the lock option to lock that change in place. Okay, so it may take you a bit. Work your way down the list. Lock these as you change them, but ultimately when you're done, these are the values that you should have. The grade out should be, the grade in should be all negative 0.59%, and the grade out should be negative 0.59%. These are your PVI elevations, and these are your PVI stations. So once you match these values, you can close out of the Profile Grid, and you can close out of the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, and then we can save our drawing. Exercise 8.19. Create design profile for alignment traffic separator south right. In this exercise, you will create the design profile for alignment traffic separator south right, following the same process described for alignment traffic separator south left. So again, on the Home tab, you're going to go down to Profiles, and you're going to choose Profile Creation. Let's back up a little bit. Actually, you're going to go to the Profile and Section View tab, you're going to choose the Profile View pull-down menu, and then you're going to choose Create Profile View. When the dialog box comes up, let's give the make sure you have the alignment traffic separator south right selected. The profile view name we're going to leave blank. The description we're going to leave blank. The profile view you're going to choose FDOT 40 horizontal by 4 vertical scale 10 times with the grid on. And then we're going to keep all the defaults the same. So the last step, just go ahead and choose Create Profile View. Then zoom out of your drawing a little bit, and let's place our new profile view below the alignment traffic separator south left. And then click. And then we can go and save our file. Exercise 8.20, we're going to superimpose a profile from SR61 onto the profile view alignment traffic separator south left. So from the SR61 profile view, let's find it, this one up here, SR61 profile view, we're going to select the SR61 PRTS ETW right. So if we just kind of zoom in here a little bit, we can see that it's this yellow line. If we bring our cursor over it, it'll tell us the name of the profile. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. Once we select it, we see that the ribbon changes. We're going to go up on top and we're going to choose the superimposed profile option. Once we do that, we're going to read the command line. It says select destination for the profile view. Let's zoom out and we're going to find the alignment traffic separator south right profile view. It's this one here down on the bottom. Just go ahead and left click. When the superimposed profile options dialog box comes up, just go ahead and click OK. Now the superimposed profile does not display because the SR61 profile contains no PVIs within the station range of the alignment. To have the superimposed profile display in the profile view alignment traffic separator south right, we can insert PVIs in the profile SR61 PRTS ETW right adjacent to the alignment traffic separator south right. So again, let's use the zoom commands. We're going to zoom up top and find our profile view SR61, and again we can select the SR61 PRTS edge of travelway right. It's this yellow line. After it's selected on the modify profile panel, we're going to choose the geometry editor, and that's going to bring up our profile layout tools. On the profile layout tools toolbar, we're going to select insert PVI. It's on the far left. Once we do that, we're going to zoom out and we're going to select points near station 701 plus 00. I can do a shift right click and use nearest snap. And then we're going to select a point near station 703 plus 00. And then press enter to end the command. Now if you zoom out, you can see the new PVIs that you have created on your profile. They're displayed by the diamond grips. Go ahead and press escape on your keyboard to deselect that profile. And then click on the red X to close out of the profile layout tools toolbar. And then zoom out a little bit, and we want to find the alignment traffic separator south right profile. Once we do that, we can now see that the superimposed profile is now displayed in our profile view. Again, let's save our file before continuing. Exercise 8.21. Create design the layout profile for PGL TS South Right. This exercise, you'll learn how to control the number of vertices in the profile in case you want to reduce the number of vertices or maintain an exact slope along a single tangent rather than the multiple segments that were created by the superimpose profile command. This design profile will enable you to extend the profile along the full length of the alignment so there are no gaps in elevation data that's required by the traffic separator corridor model. So to do this, on the Home tab under the Create Design panel, we're going to select Profile and then select the Profile Creation Tools. The command line then prompts you to select a profile view. We're going to select the Alignment Traffic Separator South Right profile view. In the Create Profile dialog box, keep the alignment already set. For the name, we're going to type in PGL TS South RT for right. For the profile style, we're going to change the profile to say FDOT PGL right, so we get our right alignment style, and then we don't need any labels for our profile label set. Then click OK. Once you click OK, the Profile Layout Tools toolbar then appears. From the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, we're going to select the Draw Tangent option. The command line then prompts you to specify a start point. So we're going to do a shift right click and use our endpoint object snap and select on the superimposed profile near station 0+32. Next, we're going to select another endpoint at station 2+32.00. Next, press Enter to end the draw command. Now we're going to select the profile grid view option from our Profile Layout Tools toolbar. Let's move it up a little bit so we can see our drawing. And then I'm going to zoom out some so we can see our profile view. Next what we want to do is select the PGL TS South Right to display its grips. Go to the beginning of the grip vertex to move it to the beginning of the grid line, representing the starting station of the alignment using the nearest object snap. So I'm going to select the grid, do a shift right click, choose nearest. I'm going to go up to the end of this grid line here, represented in blue, left click. Next, we're going to insert a PVI on our profile. So on the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, you're going to select Insert PVI. Do a shift right click to use the endpoint, and then left click. Let's do another one using the nearest object snap. Go along the profile where the other blue line is at, and then left click. And then let's put one more at the other end. Do a shift right click, choose endpoint. Actually, we don't need one, that one's already there. So let's go ahead and press enter to end that command for inserting PVIs. Next, with the Profile Grid View dialog box still open, we're going to edit the grade elevation value to -0.59 to make the grade begin at the PT of the curve of the alignment. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make the following changes to reflect the desired results for this exercise. value should look like this. You'll have to take this last station value and change it to 3.03.11. This will take it to the end of the profile. After you get these settings, you can close out of the dialog box and then click on the Save command to save your drawing. You can also click out of the Profile Layout tools as well. Exercise 8.22. Calculate and set the medium elevation where the two alignments meet. In this exercise, you will set the elevation the same where the two alignments meet. To calculate the medium elevation, the PT elevation on left profile is 35.64 and the PT elevation on the right profile is 35.38. So halfway between the two elevations would be 35.51. Set each TS profile to use the 35.51 at station 0 plus 0, 0. So to do that, we're going to use the zoom and pan commands, and we're going to zoom in to traffic separator south left. Next, we're going to select the profile PGL TS south left. Once we do that, the display ribbon changes. We're going to go to the Modify panel, and we're going to choose Select Geometry Editor. Once the Select Geometry Editor has been selected, we're going to choose the Profile View Layout tools. It's going to come up, and then we're going to choose the Profile Grid View option. For station 0 plus 0, 0, we're going to change the PVI elevation to 35.51. You may have to go back and unlock it, and then you can double click in there and type in the new value. And then save your file before continuing. Go ahead and close out of the Profiles Entity Editor dialog box, and then close out of the Profile Layout Tools toolbar. Next, we're going to repeat the process for the Profile View Alignment Traffic Separator South Right. So press Escape to deselect anything you may have selected. Zoom out a little bit, find your Traffic Separator South Right profile view, and then select it. Again, we're going to go to the Geometry Editor, and then we're going to click on the Profile Grid View, and we're going to change our elevation. For station 0 plus 0, 0, we're going to change it to 35.51. Again, you may have to unlock it. Be mindful if your other values change, you might have to go back and edit those too. When that's done, you can go back and lock them back into place, and then close out of your dialog boxes, and then close out of the Profile Layout Tools toolbar, and then save your drawing. Exercise 8.23. Create the assemblies TS South Left and TS South Right. In this exercise, you will create the assemblies which will be used in the creation of the TS corridor model. So go to the Home ribbon. Under the Create Design panel, we're going to choose Assembly, and we're going to choose Create Assembly. In the Create Assembly dialog box, we're going to give it a name, TS South Left, or LT for left. Then we'll leave everything default for the assembly style and the code set style, and then click OK. Once you click OK, let's go up to the top profile, which is SR61, and we're going to find station 701 plus 00. And around in that area, we're going to left click to place our assembly marker. Next, we're going to repeat the process and create an assembly TS south right. So again, under the Create Design panel, choose Assembly, create Assembly, give the assembly a name, TS South RT, leave the assembly style at default at FDOT and the code set style at default FDOT assembly codes, then click OK, and then go to the left of the other assembly marker and left click to place the new one. After you're done, go ahead and save your file. Exercise 8.24. Add your subassemblies. So in this exercise, we're going to add the FDOT type curb B subassembly to the left and right assemblies that were created in the previous chapter. So if your tool palette isn't already up, on the home ribbon on the palettes panel, select the tool palettes option. When the tool palette comes up, you want to make sure you right click on it and you choose the FDOT Subassemblies. On the FDOT Subassemblies, you want to find the Curb and Gutter tab. On the Curb and Gutter tab, we're going to choose the FDOT Type B Curb. When the Properties dialog box comes up, for the side, click on the down arrow and choose the right side. Then we're going to go over to the TS South Left and we're going to click on the right side of the marker. With the property dialog box still up, we're going to go to the side option. We're going to change it to left side. And on TS South Right assembly marker, we're going to choose the left side of it. So now that we're done placing our subassemblies, press Escape to end the command. If you go to the tool space, go to your Prospector tab, and then go to Assemblies, you now see you have a TS South Left and a TS South Right. If you click on the plus symbol of those, you can see that curbs have been applied to each one of these subassemblies. When you're done viewing them, click on the minus symbol to roll those categories back up. Save your file when complete. Exercise 8.25. Create a corridor model. We're going to create the corridor SR61 traffic separator left. So to do this, on the Home tab, you're going to go to the Create Design panel and you're going to select the Create Corridor command. In the Create Corridor dialog box, we're going to change the name to Corridor-SR61 Traffic SEP for separator. We're not going to put a description. We're not going to change the corridor style. For the baseline type, for alignment and profile, we're going to choose Traffic Separator South Left. For the profile, we're going to choose PGL TS South Left. For the target surface, we're going to choose None, and we want to set the assembly to TS South Left. After that, go ahead and click OK for the Baseline and Regions Perimeter dialog box to come up. Next, we're going to set all frequencies. So on the top right hand corner, choose Set All Frequencies option. Here we're going to change our tangents to be every 5 feet, our curve increments to be every 5 feet, our long spirals to be every 5 feet, and our long vertical curves to be 5 feet. Have everything else set to yes. Then click OK, and click OK again. When the Corridor Properties Rebuild dialog box comes up, choose the Rebuild the Corridor option. Next, zoom out, pan over to your model, and you will see the new corridor SR61 traffic separator drawn. Exercise 8.26. Edit the corridor SR61 traffic separator corridor frequencies. So in the model, if you select the corridor SR61 traffic separator, the traffic separator ribbon is displayed. From the Modify Regions panel, we're going to choose Edit Frequency. And then we're going to bring our cursor in and bring it into the region of our corridor. It'll highlight in blue. Left click to select that region. When the Frequency to Apply Assemblies dialog box comes up, what we want to do is we want to smooth out the curve at the end here so we have more frequencies and we get a better surface and it's more defined. So to do that, we're going to take the curve increment option and change it from 5 feet to every 0.01 feet. And then click OK. Once we do that, we can zoom into the end of our traffic separator and we can see that we have a higher level of detail along the curb. Press Escape a couple times to deselect the corridor. Exercise 8.27. View the corridor model in the Object Viewer. So simply select the corridor, right-click, and choose Object Viewer. And then you can rotate the drawing around. Okay, so here when we look at the Object Viewer, we can tell that it obviously doesn't look right. It shouldn't go up like this. So I might have picked the wrong alignment when I was defining my corridor. So let's go back and take a look. This will probably be an easy fix. So I'm going to close out of the Object Viewer. I'm going to select my corridor, right click and go to Corridor Properties. And I'm going to take a look at the horizontal baseline. I want to have the traffic separator south left selected. And for the vertical baseline, I want to have the PGL TS South Left -1. That's the new one I just created. Let's click OK and see if those changes make a difference. So I'm going to click OK. Let's rebuild the corridor. And let's take a look at the corridor again. So I'm going to select it, right click, and go into Object Viewer. And rotate it around and it looks much better. Now here on the end it looks like we have, I guess what's kind of known as the waterfall effect where it runs off. And that basically means that our stationing probably ends or begins farther along than the alignment that we're targeting. So that's an easy fix also. I'm going to go ahead and close out that dialog box. I'm going to go to the end here, select my corridor, and if you look, there's a diamond that comes up. I'm just going to take that and just roll it back just a very tiny bit. And then let's take a look at the corridor and Object Viewer one more time. So I'm going to select the corridor, right click, go to Object Viewer. Now we have a much better looking corridor and we don't have that waterfall effect at the end. Also, if we look at the end here, we can see that because we changed the frequency to 0.01, we have a much more smoother corridor. We probably would want to change that to maybe a 0.1. 0.01 might be a little bit excessive. So let's go ahead and change that while we're here too. So I'm going to select the corridor. I'm going to choose Edit Frequency. Click inside that region. And let's change this to 0.1. And then click OK. The corridor will rebuild, and then once more let's take a look at the corridor in our Object Viewer. Come down here to the end, and that looks a little bit better. So after you're done with that, go ahead and click Save to save your file. Exercise 8.28. Create the corridor model, corridor SR61 traffic separator for the right side. So before in the prior steps we created the left side, now we need to take care of the right side of the traffic separator. So first what I'm going to do is go ahead and select the corridor, SR61 traffic separator. And then once the ribbon changes up on top, from the Modify panel we want to click the Corridors Property command. So in the Modify panel, choose Corridor Properties. It brings up the corridor property dialog box, so let's just edit our corridor. Next what we want to do is we want to add a baseline to this corridor. So select the Add a Baseline option. From the Create Corridor Baseline dialog box, we want to leave the name at default. We want to choose the Alignment Profile option, and then for the alignment, we want to choose Alignment Traffic Separator South Right. And then click OK. And a new baseline has been added to our corridor. For the vertical baseline option, we want to choose the Click Here option, and then we get the option to select a profile. So from the Select a Profile dialog box, for the alignment, we want to use the default values for the name, but for the profile, we want to click on the down arrow, and we want to make sure that we have the PGL TS South Right created. You may already have one in here that you created already, if it has a 1 or 2, but we're going to pick the PGL TS South Right option. And then click OK. Next what we want to do is we want to add a region. So to add a region to this, we're going to right click on the name and we're going to choose Add Region. In the Create Corridor Regions dialog box, for the region name we're going to use the default name, but for the assembly we want to choose, by clicking on the down arrow, TS South Right Assembly. And then click OK to close the Create Regions dialog box. Next what we're going to do for this new region that we created is we're going to change the frequency. So go to the region category and click on the little dice icon. Here we're going to set the along tangents to every 5 feet. For curve increments we're going to change it to 0.1. For spirals we're going to change it to 5. And for along vertical curves we're going to change that to 5 as well. And then click OK. Once we do that, we can click OK for the corridor property dialog box and then choose the Rebuild Corridor option. Now we can see we have a left and right side of the traffic separator. If we zoom down, we can see that they both meet up at the end of the bullnose. And again, you can select both these corridors, right click and go to Object Viewer to view both of them at the same time. Again, just like before, it looks like we have a little bit of runoff on the end. Again, that's an easy fix. Just close out this dialog box. Select the right side of the corridor, and then come up here where the little diamond is at and just scooch it back just a bit. The corridor should rebuild, and then you can double check it again just by selecting the corridor, right clicking and going back into the Object Viewer. Click on the X on the top right hand corner to close out the Object Viewer, and then let's save our drawing. Exercise 8.30. We're going to create a corridor surface for the corridor SR61 traffic separator corridor. So to create a surface, we're going to go to our corridor, we're going to right click and we're going to choose Properties. Once the Corridor Properties dialog box comes up, we're going to click on the Surfaces tab. I created one earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one so I can show you how to create a brand new one. On the far left hand side, we're going to choose the Create a Corridor Surface option. When our surface is created, we're going to choose a style for it. I'm going to click on this little option here, and we're going to assign the Triangles Proposed Blue option and click OK. Next, what I want to do is I want to add a top code to define my surface. So with Specify Code Top selected, I'm going to click on the plus symbol to add that. I want to go ahead and choose the Add as Breakline option, and then for overhang correction, we're going to choose Top Links, and then click OK. The Corridor Properties dialog box comes up. Choose the Rebuild the Corridor option, and you should then see a surface appear on top of your corridor. Go ahead and save your file before continuing. Exercise 8.31. We're going to display the corridor SR61 surface in the Object Viewer. So to do this, just left click on the blue lines representing the top surface. Again, we're going to right click and we're going to choose Object Viewer. And then you can left click on the screen and move your mouse around to get a good view of the new surface you created for the traffic separator. Once you're done examining your surface, click on the X in the top right hand corner and then save your drawing, and this concludes Chapter 8.